Alright, I'm gonna start now. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to be going over the importance of where Bitcoin currently is right now. I want you guys to understand that the EMA levels are very crucial at a time where we have dipped under the average EMA, the 50-day average moving MA. So we're going to be going into that. I do have someone else here on stream, and quality hasn't loaded. It will load a little bit better. Sorry about that. But let's get into it now. So where are we at with the EMA average, and how is this going to specifically affect Bitcoin right now?
Yeah, hi everyone. So basically what was happening in the last few days is that all the EMAs which we were running away from the last 2 or 3 weeks when we were at the bull run and came basically crashing down on us. And now we saw some events, some signals that we may able to use now.
All right, so the EMA level currently it's pointing to some bullishness short term. Can you show that on the hourly candle?
Fair enough. So what we are seeing right now is that we have been bouncing on and off the 50 EMA since we are tumbling down. We are basically meeting the 50 regularly. To happen again now. If we look at it, we had this big crash, and we immediately went back to the 50 EMA, where we stayed a little bit. It was flat. We didn't know what to do. That's why we were just alternating around the 50 EMA. And after that, we really got a direction with this long candle downwards, formed the W, and now we have met 50 EMA again, and we are going back down since we didn't have enough momentum. And that's what we are seeing right now. If we don't have enough momentum from these W formations going into the 50 EMA again, we'll just bounce off. But right now, even if we bounce off, we're now in the third leg of the W formation, going to a lower low. But we will see a meetup again with the 50 EMA while we are going on of this. And I guess this is where our chances lie at the moment to really trade these formations, where we go away from the 50 EMA and go back to it again and collect some 10% gains.
Yeah, well, it is looking somewhat bullish short term, but you really need to stretch the fact of what it was looking like in 2017. What was the EMA and back in 2017? We're seeing a lot of similarities, and I know it's a completely different market. Yes, we understand it's a completely different market, but looking back at 2017, we're seeing some of the same EMA trends that we're seeing now, and EMA is very important. It's extremely important to look back at, because trading against EMA, you guys are going to have a lot of problems trading against EMA, but trading with EMA, you guys can find a lot of success with buying stuff with EMA. You want to go back to 2017 to show them the similarities that we saw. Yeah, the stream quality is not looking too good. I know it's just a little connection issue, but promise this information is golden right now.
So basically, what we saw in February 2018, after we had the bull run 2017, was that it again crashed down, and we basically landed on this 200 EMA, but we were going through it a little bit. And what is really a signal here is in orange the 10 EMA. How it crosses here over the 200 EMA, and it usually doesn't want to do it. So we only have a few examples of the 10 EMA going through the 200 EMA, and of course at some point we have to leave again. And in this case it was 7 days, and we see some similarities here, right? We had this violent push down through the 200 going 30% below it, and what we're seeing now is a slight recovery after it. And what happened then is that we had a little bit of an uptrend with the 10 EMA trying to push over 200 EMA again. And this is also a little bit what we are talking about now in the bigger picture. Maybe over the next few weeks, we can see it lasted about 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the significance of this is it's showing that we're coming to a point where we're going to have some bullishness possibly in Bitcoin, and it would not be a bad time if you guys are holding on to things still, or if you guys are trading. It's going to be a very good time to sell, to really take some profits or cut some losses once we bounce over this level, because in history we've seen a lot of bearishness after this trend is fully continued. So history repeats itself, especially in TA. You always have to look at history, but these EMA levels are very important, guys. It's very important, and it does look like we're going to have a bullish 7 to 14 days. We'll have to see, but right now it's crucial that we have some sort of uptrend. It is Sunday. You guys have to take that into consideration. Sunday always has low volatility. We can't actually see where the market is fully trending, but we saw these trends earlier, and when Monday hits, we'll really be able to gauge a perspective on exactly where things are heading. But right now they do look a little bit bullish. We could see that rise above that EMA level within the next week or two, which would be a good time to exit out, because we've always seen some bearishness after this. Historically, we've always seen bearishness after we reach above this level. So yeah.
Also, what's really important to understand with trading the EMAs is that we cannot count on the fact that we break through. So we should always take profits when we reached our destination with the 50 EMA, 200 EMA, whatever. And because we always have the chance to reject, and we don't know to which point we will reject to, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, especially right now, with the violent uptrend that we had, it's very hard to gauge how far we have it in rejections, because I mean, whenever you have this violent uptrend, there's always going to be some mass rejections that happen after, and we're just getting them now. But now we do have some sort of thing that we can gauge to where this bottom short term for Bitcoin can finally be. Just the short term bottom, guys, not long term, but you get the point. You can't find out exactly where something's trending in a week span, 2 week, 3 week span. You guys can't guess month to month. It's always very short term when it comes to charting. You have to remember that it's very short term. If you guys are trading off of long term charts, you will get wrecked. So just leaving that out there, very important. So what else do we have with the EMA levels? We had dips from the 200 day and the 50 day that are looking almost the exact same as what we saw in 2021 when comparing them to 2017. It almost looks the exact same, guys. Here, I'm going to try and restart this and join back in, see if that updates the quality a little bit. There we go. So really make sure to pay attention to these lines, and you want to go back to 2021 and show how similar these dips from these EMAs and these recoveries from these EMAs were, because now that they can see the quality a little bit better, that'll probably help.
And also some very big similarities is that we have a 200 EMA on the daily that is almost flat throughout the entire time, with the 50 EMA obviously declining, but the 10 EMA really wants to be above the 200 EMA, If not, it doesn't look good, I have to say. So, and even if we have this bullishness from the momentum we gained from some of the lower EMA levels to be below the 200 EMA, it really didn't last long, as we can see in 2017, 18, where it went straight back. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that this indicates a long trend. This is just for the next few days, maybe a week or two.
Yeah. So short term, we have some bullishness for Bitcoin, but you guys have to be thinking long term, right? But if we go back to 2017, we had that violent shakedown where we had that large drop, and we're in the same sort of area as we are right now. We are going to see some sort of bullish pullback up, but we're not going to stay there long. This is a very good time to be taking some profits during this level. You're going against analytics if you're just not, right? You're going against the trends that have happened in the past. You're going against the EMA trends. If we do break that and you're still hodling on, you're going to be going against data, and you do not want to go against data. So you want to go back to 2021 and show that. All right, wow, this quality. Come on. It's all right. Still see it a little bit better.
So what we now see in 2021, I don't know if the quality is good now, but we have here in white the 200 EMA, which I also drew with this trend line, where we were basically flat, 50 EMA coming down, and the 10 EMA crashing through the 200 EMA. And we're looking to recover this basically, that our 10 EMA goes back, and this is that would mean that we are at the bottom right now, and trying to recover the 10 EMA to go back above.
Yeah, we've seen a very hard support level at 32 right now. Also have some 30 and 28s, but right now it's looking like a spot where we can actually see some sort of pullback to the upside. But I know I said taking profits. What do you mean by taking profits? None of us are in profit, but current trades that are put right now. I'm sorry if I said that. I did not mean to come out for that. I'm just talking about short-term trades. Maybe you guys want to cut some of your losses if you're in a lot of loss right now. If we do break out of this EMA pattern, but very, very important for you guys to be looking at the EMA and comparing it to the sort of trends that we have, because we've almost completely followed what we did in 2017 till now. So I think we might still continue to follow it out, especially with a breakout coming upside. So we're still yet to have that really seriously happen, but it won't last long. But yeah. So anything else to put in? Why don't you zoom out on that graph a little bit? I'm going to refresh it, maybe get some better quality. Maybe. All right, there we go. Some better quality. You want to explain the similarities in what we see right here?
Sure. So we had the last push up before we went down. We were 30% away from the 200 EMA, which is obviously quite a lot, and we crashed through with violence, going down 30% below similar numbers which I've just shown for 2017, and yeah, now we are looking to recover some of this, because it can't just fall down. If we look at the bigger picture, we always have this play of pulling and pushing away from the 50 or 200 EMA, and on the maximum, for example, in this and 2017, we had a maximum of 60% from the 200 EMA, and we also have a maximum below the 200 EMA where we can go. We can't just fall into a hole and go to 20K the next morning. So it will be a gradual decline, which will affect the alts especially. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these declines from the EMA, the gap between the EMA from 2017 and 2021 now, it's matching up perfectly. The distance between the highest parts of the 200-day EMA to the lowest parts, it's been following the same sort of trends as the last time. We don't see this gradual shakedown. There's always going to be some sort of push up or breakout, as we've seen in the past. Probably not going to last too long. If we break out and we fully break out of it, we might see some more bullishness for Bitcoin. But as of right now, very important for you guys to understand that we're following the same trends, that we're going to have this gradual decline with a few breakouts in between. But it's really looking bullish short term, but bearish long term. And the next few weeks will really be the deciding factor on that. Time will tell, but really need to focus on how the same trends are showing up. Right, we see the same trends off the EMA that we saw in 2017, and it's very important to notice these trends and understand them fully, so you could be better prepared. So let me restart this, maybe get some better quality. I'm trying to milk out the good quality. All right, so you want to go in and say a few more things about the current.
Yeah, so if we put down to the hourly to really see what may happen in the next few days, I suppose of the next 1 or 2 weeks, we still have the 200 EMA, which we really like to recover at some point, and very important, the 50 EMA on the hourly. We can see how we drifted all the way.
The 50 EMA. The 50 EMA is the blue line, and the white line is the 200. Yeah.
Yeah, 200 hourly, and the blue line is the 50 hourly. It is a constant back and forth. Now that we had the push down after our W formation, we will at least see in the Monday or Tuesday a pushback up to the 50 EMA, and beyond that, we really have to watch out where the market sends us. If we break through, we have a good chance to reacquire the 200 EMA daily, and beyond that, we'll need to see really if we can break through, or if the bulls win, we break through a lot of the resistances, or but we also have a lot of chances to get rejected here. Yeah, I would really trade short term here, going from resistance to resistance, because if we go back up, it will be a long fight for the bulls, and the way down is always faster and comes more sudden.
Right. If you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about, last video I posted some books in the description. Very important for you guys to read those and really get more educated in crypto. Guys, free information. Please go look at that if you guys want to become more successful. But basically, really need to be focusing short term in these markets. When we're in a bear market, very important to focus short term. We've been focusing short term for the past week or so. Before that, why would you focus long term during a bear market when you have all this volatility? It's not smart to do that. And yes, we've been in a bearish market for the past month in 7 or 8 days right now. So probably going to continue. We see a gradual decline with these bear markets. You see a few breakouts, but mainly a gradual decline down if you look at it from a long-term perspective. So really pay attention to short-term gains, short-term profits, or else you guys are going to continue to struggle to get some sort of gains out of this. Yes, there are still a lot of gains during bear markets, guys. Shorting and longing are very important. I'm not going to go too into it. There's an entire 188-page book that you guys can read that would do you better advice than anything I could say in this stream. I don't want to give any advice on that, but please learn shorting and longing. Very important. But yeah, you want to say a few more other things before we end this? We'll talk about altcoins too.
So just one thing, a lot of people say that TA is really hard, but I'm doing this for 2 weeks now, and I was basically just watching Expert Crypto, some others reading the book, and I'm already seeing things in here. So literally anyone can do this in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've been doing TA for 7 years, and it just keeps on getting easier and easier. Like watching him map it out, watching him understand it, it's awesome to see, because this is actually something that more experienced traders don't understand, and people that have been doing TA for 7 years, like myself, I didn't see what he was actually pointing out, because I was looking a little bit differently at it. But having another perspective than someone who does TA constantly is amazing to have. You have another point of view. Another thing, a lot of you new people will see things that these other traders do not see, which I love to hear. Just please practice. You guys can be very successful, right? Most people are not willing to put in the work and put in the time or education. So please do it for the better of yourself, for the sake of yourself. But yeah, so altcoins. We've been seeing these altcoins slowly bleed out. We're seeing altcoins at lows lower than the flash crash. Want to know why? Because they're slowly bleeding out right now. They're slowly gushing out blood, as when we had that flash crash, they were able to recover quickly because we had such a bounce back after it. When you see a market slowly declining, this gives people more time to pull out their money out of these alts, and it takes a lot more for it to recover, or vice versa. But right now, altcoins are slowly bleeding out. When you have a more gradual decline, that's what happens. Make sure to remember that. That's why it's very important for you guys to understand what's happening short term. But we do see a couple altcoins that are doing some remarkable things. I'm not sure if you want to go to those real quick. It's Dent. Dent's doing some crazy things right now. Make sure you guys look for these trends in these alts. All right. Make sure you guys look for these trends in these alts. So we have the flash crash dip, and then we have the slowly bleeding out dip. If your alts are underneath the flash crash dip, that's something very normal, and something that we're seeing with a lot of these alts. But some of these alts, for example, Dent, what are we seeing? You want to explain it?
So what we saw with basically all the altcoins is that they were affected with the flash crash as well, right? But they were also bouncing back, like Bitcoin. They were moving it to the T basically for the first few days. But what happened is that with each dip in Bitcoin, they didn't recover as well as Bitcoin did. So they were falling faster, but not regaining as much strength as Bitcoin did. We also see in the Bitcoin dominance, I guess. And we have not a lot of price action. And what really happened in the last few hours, as Bitcoin went to 33K again, it's people losing hope, I guess. And we saw a Dent being basically pinned to a rock bottom, which I saw as a good sign, because as opposed to Luna, for example, which was gradually
declining rather than what we're seeing now.
I mean, if we look at it quickly.
So this is Luna. Your mic cut out a little bit. Sorry, but yeah, you were saying the gradually decline of Luna versus Dent.
Yeah. So what we saw with Luna, for example, this is also a very common picture among some of those, is that we had the big dip. We came back with the time we spent at the 50 EMA with Bitcoin. But Luna basically took every dip without any recovery, and we see now we are at 450 soon, and it's just bleeding out. There's not a lot of hope, I would say. So what we saw and then that it was pinned to a bottom, really, at least up until some hours ago. Where no matter how hard Bitcoin did, we were always going just against the rock bottom, and it was just bought all up. I guess we broke the trend today on Sunday. Today is really bloody. But we have to see if the dip from the crash holds for Dent, for example. There are also a few others like XRP, which had a similar thing to really. where we had the rock bottom for most of the time and just breaking through today. Yeah, so I guess what we could see on Monday, if Bitcoin rises, that we go on this level again, where we really had some support with some of these alts, and hope for the best, really. But yeah, just use this as an uprise. I don't really see even the majority of the alts having explosive gains like Matic did, for example, after the first push down, where Matic got to $2 again. I think altcoins really need some time to recover from this.
Yeah, the thing that I'm going to show them is, so what we're specifically looking for right now is in these altcoins, right? You want to see how they reacted towards this is basically me summarizing, but we want to see how they reacted towards the market, right? We see some, like, here, I'll put on Luna so they can see it clearer, but we see Luna, right? We had the flash crash. This is what Luna dipped to, and we're seeing Luna from this dip go all the way down 50% from this dip here, from the flash crash, right? And we were taking coins like Dent, that's these coins that are recovering a little bit better or going down a little bit better. They're gonna have more explosive upside, in my opinion. But look at, guys, from the flash crash, Dent's still at the same level that it was right now, which is it's a little bit above it, actually. But you really need to be looking at your coins. How did they react during the flash crash? I will be doing another stream after this. We'll go through a lot of coins and TA on what's going to be good to buy, but you guys really need to be comparing this right here. You guys see flash crash dip, right? Flash crash dip right here. Let me circle that. Flash crash dip. Where are we at currently, right? Where are we at currently? That's something very, very crucial to understand with these alts. But yeah, these alts are slowly bleeding out. All right, they are slowly bleeding out, but there is looking like some upside in Bitcoin. So if you guys are going to be trading, if you guys are going to be doing any trades, all right, I will be streaming, but make sure to put 10% stop loss. Use stop losses because it could still break down further, right? But the analytical perspective is EMA is showing that we're most likely going to be breaking out, have around a 10% Bitcoin run, around 15 to, I would say, 8% Bitcoin run. And these alts that are very low right now, probably going to have a 2x of what Bitcoin is, maybe 1.5x. So I really make sure to focus on that as that's very important. But make sure also Sunday trading is a little dangerous. I will talk about that in the next stream. But make sure to really take some consideration into trading on Sundays rather than weekdays. Very easier to see trends. Very unpredictable with this low volatility that we see on Sundays. Right, guys? Look at the volume. Look how the volume dies off for most of these alts. But yes, very bloody day, but at least you guys have some solid information and really are gaining a bit of this perspective on how to approach this market in the short term. I will be doing a stream shortly after this, and we'll be going over some altcoins that are at ridiculous low levels. But with the market still showing that it's going to bleed out slowly with a few breakouts, guys, we follow the market very seriously on this channel. All right. I'm not going to tell you guys much long-term advice other than to set stop losses and that sort of thing. With the volatility that we've seen, you guys have to understand. No one really predicted this crash to happen. Yes, when we have upside potential that we've seen as of right now, when you see something like Bitcoin going up over 500%, it does always crash back down, right? That's just a trend, right? When you see this volatility going upwards, the mountain has to have another side to it, right? You see this with altcoins, you see this with any single coin, and the mountain could have gone higher, but now we're seeing this crash a little bit as of right now. Follow the EMA levels. Really make sure that you guys are ready for short-term profits, because those are very, very important. And short-term profits will make you a lot of money in the bear market if you could follow these trends, do this technical analysis the correct way. But yes, a little term of bullishness in Bitcoin in the short term, very important that you guys remember that and can really pick up on these trends or understand what we're saying. But anything else to say before we wrap this out?
Not really. Just don't be afraid. Just look at the TA and make some good trades.
Yep. You guys see bullish, boom, we have the mountain, right? So we have a mountain at every single one of these. Have a mountain. Very important that you guys understand that these trends do inquire. Yes, what you guys see with 2017. This is mainly what I'm trying to point out right here, guys. Is we haven't had this little cliff, you can call it, on the mountain, right? Where we drop down, we have a little bit of a rise, then we drop down again. I do see this incurring where we're going to have a little bit of a breakout, but short term right now, it does look good. I'm not going to say that we're going to definitely have this breakout. I'm just saying there's a possibility of this happening. Probably more possibility of it not, or more possibility of it happening than not. Just as the trends have been matching up very closely. But guys, look at this gradual rise, right? This isn't gradual. This is violence. When you see violent rises, you see violent breakdowns, violent breakouts, violent breakdowns, right? Very important. You guys have been learning a lot. So even if you've lost money, you've gained knowledge. Knowledge is going to be more important than money. I can tell you that because this knowledge will gain you more money in the long run than the short term. Take every single loss as a learning lesson. Take every single idea, every single book of knowledge, and try and understand it. Try and use it to the best of your ability. And hopefully, I can reach to some of you guys that are willing to really put in the work, engage a different perspective. I want you guys to be able to understand these trends and really understand where the market's trending, so you guys could benefit yourselves the most. But yes, guys, short term, make sure to it's good to follow trends. Be careful, and hopefully some of you guys could make some gains short term. I know a lot of you guys are down a lot. Not trying to stress that a lot. But you guys have to be very careful to what you say to people who are down a lot. I know you guys are in a lot of pain, but it will get better. Use this as motivation, and I'm going to be streaming again shortly. But that's going to be the end of the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, there we go.